Hey guys, Rock and Roll back with some more Hero Colosseum, and this time we are doing the Super Saiyan Bardock showcase. Now we have got a few other figures we're going in here, for example, future Gohan. Gohan, what do you do? Oh, you boost all allies and stuff as well. Well, it's kind of supposed to be you guys getting showcased. Oh, you only have one trigger square? Really? You automatically suck. That's a bit harsh, but it is kind of true. Alright, let's just go with that setup for turn one. Okay, so this team isn't exactly that good. I do like this Bardock because he does affect all allies. That's the thing, even you guys on the bench. So the problem is one trigger square. The thing is, if that had been back left, because I think there's very few really good figures that trigger on the back left square. We also really need to go first. Not going to happen. But there's very few that trigger on that back left. If he was a back left, front left, like the mirror is a back right, front right, that would automatically make him so much better because you could run a double of him then. The problem is with putting him as a trigger on that sort of spot, there's so many good figures that trigger on that spot. Whereas look at Gohan here, he goes all across the board on the front row. Anyone that can do something like that is automatically an amazing figure for that sole reason alone. Alright, go on Bardock. You got your attack swap, didn't you? Yeah, so you hit like a wet paper blunt. Oh, wet paper towel. This does give you quite a boost of attack on turn one, I will give this team that. That's not bad. That's not bad numbers, actually. The big problem with this update is that the figure's stats aren't good enough. That's the main thing. If you boosted pretty much every figure's stats, it would be a great update. The supervillain ones don't have good enough stats to compensate for their weakness. For a start, Gohan here, he is awesome, but his stats are not good enough. I'm not sure if the other version is better. I don't have the other version. Mostly because I just got tired of summoning constantly, so... And the same for this Bardock, either version. Like, this one is really good, so is this one as well, to be fair, but... I don't know, add a bit more attack onto this one, and for this one, add a bit more HP. Then, yeah, I'd say he would be really good, but... That's it, he is... These Bardocks are good, and they are probably my favourite figure from the update. Although I do like this Gohan as well. But I do like the Bardocks. I think they are very good. Much better than the Super Saiyan 3 ones, and much better than any of the supervillain figures. I don't think there's one supervillain figure that could be qualified as any better than good. Because, I mean, let's look at Mira. Okay, he's got some decent stats. His posing skill only activates on the right-hand side, which makes it very bad when he only gets his posing skill activated when he kills something. So, if you just don't put anything over there, you're fine. And when considering one of the best decks in the game is still Vados Piccolo, he ain't doing shit during the game, is he? Let's be honest. You're probably dead, aren't you? No, you live. Cool. So, Mira is really bad. He's just a bad version of Android 21 in a way, you know. So, Broly, his stats aren't good enough to make full advantage of his posing skill. He needs more health, and sort of, he needs more health in the bulkier version, and he needs more attack in the other version. Not good enough otherwise. What was the other supervillain figures? Cell and Kid Buu, both are SRs, so their stats aren't good enough. Kid Buu is actually good, but without having UR stats, he's not good enough. There is the Golden Frieza, who isn't bad. He's kind of like a discount blue Vegeta from the original set. Oh wow, we have our ultimate. Let's throw Gohan into the ultimate slot. And put you behind. You see, look at the numbers that you're getting onto that Bardock there. Combining it with End of Z Goku. Same with Gohan, I mean, look at that. End of Z Goku is just really good. In fact, double End of Z Goku and this Gohan could be really good, because double End of Z would be boosting their defense, plus some of their speed, and then Gohan is buffing your speed as well. He's also a solid 0-1 skill user, but you're talking about getting him to the end game then. We'll swap the other Bardock in. Who's Toa going to hit this turn? Of course you do. Actually, no, that's fine, because... No, it's not. If Toa's ability kicked in last, it would have been fine, but Gohan's just had a buff to his speed after his speed and attack have been swapped. We go first anyway. As long as... there we go. 300 pops up at the very end. That was lucky. Yeah, we don't swap places next turn, but considering all three of these figures are dead, it doesn't really matter. Still love that. I still love seeing that. 4,800, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. I'll take that. That's some good damage from Bardock as well. Like, I do like this Bardock. I do think he's really good. Not good enough to drag this update out of the gutter that it's been chucked into, but he is very good. Possibly the only figure that I would think would have a chance of breaking into the meta. But he is held back. Held back by just having that one trigger square. If he triggers there, and... bottom left and... maybe bottom right? Or maybe just make him a left side figure like Mira, like I suggested originally. Like, if he does that, he's automatically better. The problem with this is... I mean, look. This one is a speed figure. You put him in a speed deck, who's he compete with on that square? Vegito. What are you going to take? You're going to take Vegito, aren't you? In a defense deck for the slower one, who are you going to take there? You got Whis. You got countless other characters that can go there. Who goes back there in a slow or in a speedier team, in all honesty? But I don't know that many good figures that trigger back here. Back left seems to be one of the weakest squares. Few triggers there, but I mean he triggers middle and back right as well, so that's a kind of poor example. Jesus, Goku, your attack. Getting distracted as usual. Who else triggers back there? Broly, obviously. Dragon Ball Super Broly does. Gogeta, the EX Gogeta. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta from before that as well. Is there any more real heavy hitters? I mean, I know Future Gohan goes there. Future Trunks. I'm saying these ones that I know trigger there, but they're not all that great. They're not sort of big picks. And plus, all these other figures have other trigger squares. Whereas, like I say, he only has that one competing for a position with things like Whis and Vegito. Nobody's going to use him, really. He's a rogue pick amongst meta figures, you know. That's the truth of it, as harsh as that may be to him. He's never going to be a top tier pick. As good as he is, it's his stats. His stats, just 1,000 more onto his attack on the quick version, 1,500 more onto his health for the slower version. He then becomes an option. His current stats are just not good enough. Not good enough. It really is a shame. But like I say, you know, those numbers... I mean, his defense is great. I will give the slow version this. He's got a better than average HP stat and a very good defense stat. But the thing is, you're compensating that by his speed, which is... For a slow team, pretty bad, because you usually run on Vados, and Vados is your one quicker figure that you can really have. But the rest of him is good. If you knock 500 off his speed and put his HP up to 8,000, that's a figure that gets used. That's definitely a figure that gets used. It's small differences like that change him. Same for this Bardock here. If you took, let's say, 1,000 off his HP and put that onto his attack instead, suddenly becomes a viable option. He's quick, especially if you're running him with Videl, of course, and you could run him with Vegito as well. He's great because he's buffing your ultimate attack gauge and reducing your opponents, so he is very good. He is very good, held back by some poor stats. This Gohan is really good as well, but again, his stats are weird. Like, I don't know if the other one is super quick or something like that, but this one, it just sort of like they said, you know what, let's just throw all of his numbers sort of in the middle, and let's hope that that's a good figure, because 5k HP, 4k attack, 2k defense, 3.5k speed is just so weird. I mean, I like his 01 skill potential, because if you can get, let's say we get 2 turns of buffs onto him. You throw him down with 01 skills, bear in mind, his posing skill will kick in first, which means he'll get the extra stat boost, plus the attack, defense, and speed 1.1 times. You then throw the 01 skills on, he's a pretty good figure. Again, mess about with his stats a bit. Probably take some of the defense and if this is the quicker version, take some defense and HP off, throw that onto attack and speed. You got a new contender for 01 skills, just like that. Although, then this one wouldn't be able to get the buffs, probably. I don't know. I'll have to see the other one. I need to go and check out Rubik's Cubes. If you haven't seen all the figures yet, go check out my mate Rubik's Cubes. I'll put a link in the description. I will actually remember to do it this time. I've said that for about 3 videos and forgotten to do it each time, but I will do it this time. He's the best place to go to see every figure. He has every figure unlocked, so you can see what their base stats look like. I'm not sure if he's done videos with their max stats. I'll have to check that. But go check him out. He's a great guy. Hopefully I'm going to be doing a collab with him soon. There's a few things we can do in here at Colosseum, so that will be pretty fun. But that's all, of course, assuming this video came out well. If it did, I mean, you're seeing it, so... But thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this Bardock showcase. Like I say, I do enjoy this figure. I think he's really good, and I will use him a lot more because I really do like him. I love the figure as well. Like, look at that pose. It's the same thing with Broly here. Broly's got one of my favourite poses of all the figures in the Hero Colosseum. It's just a shame his posing skill doesn't match up to it. But yeah. Thank you all for watching. Tell me what you think of the new figures below. What do you think of Bardock? Do you think he is good enough as he is to be a meta pick? Or do you think, like I do, that he needs a few buffs to really push his way in there? Let me know in the comments below. But I'll thank you all again, and I'll see you next time.